Alright guys, welcome back to Underdog painting. So in this video I'm going to show you guys how I went about painting Watch Captain Halgrim from the Curse City box set. Now this model is just packed full of detail, but I'm going to show you a quick and easy way how to paint it up. Now this guy is the leader of the 10-man squad of skeletons that you get in the box set. So the paint scheme I'm doing on this, I'm just going to copy and paste and put it onto them skeletons. But if you like anything that I'm doing on the channel and want to keep up to date, don't forget you can subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification and also comment in any video that you like. Alright guys, grab them paints, grab them brushes and let's get painting. Right guys, so this is Watch Captain Halgrim from the Curse City box set. Now, like I say, this model is very detailed, and what stands out to me most is that cape. But what we're going to do now is just paint all the skeleton parts basically. So what we do, we get some Zandri dust and we just slap it on. Obviously not too much because we don't want to clog any detail. But having said that, there isn't that much skeleton parts to it really. You see a bit of his shoulder, his head and his arm. So yeah, just base coat them with Zandri dust, and it doesn't matter at this moment if you're going over any other detail. So once we've done that, next up what we're going to do is just go around and paint in the armour. So obviously you can just choose any colour, but I wanted to kind of go with how the box art looks. I think it's a little bit different, but I've gone with Incubi Darkness just because I wanted a darkish armour colour basically. So what we're doing, just going around and painting all the armour. Now there is some of the armour panels that I do decide to change my mind later on, but it doesn't really matter at this moment. Also, don't get it on the skeleton bone. It will be a pain in the bum to clean up, but it can be done. So now we're going to move on to some metallics, and I've got some Balthazar gold here, and we're just painting this armour panel near his neck. We paint in some shoulder pads and some knee pads. So as you can see as well, there is some parts that I've already painted with the Incubi Darkness, and I just decided to go over the armour panels. But yeah, nice coat of that over them, and that is them base coated. So next we're just going to move on to the wood and the leather parts, and this is just all done with one colour basically, Mornfang brown. Quite a nice reddish brown here. I would have done Rhinox hide, but I thought that's too dark. Plus we're going to wash the model anyway, so it's going to darken it down a lot. But yeah, just try and be a little bit neat when it comes to the belt and the shaft of the axe. Bloody hell, how many times I've said the. But yeah, just so you don't get it on any other, the Incubi Darkness. Again, it can be cleaned up, but it's just taking time. If you just be neat now, you don't have to really, tidy up later on. So next up, we're coming to this lovely cloak. Now, I really do like cloaks on models. So what we're doing is we're just base coating this with corn red. I was and ahhing, should I do it in a purple colour, but I thought that might clash a bit too much with the Incubi Darkness. So I settled on red anyway. Now this cape has got loads of folds, tears and stuff in it, and it just screams out to be dry brushed. So that's what we're going to do. So yeah, just base coat this with corn red first, and then we'll come back. Painting the back of the cloak was easy. Painting inside of it was a little bit time consuming, but taking that time now really helps a lot. So now we're just moving on to some silvers, and we're just getting some lead belcher and just painting that on the sword there and the top of the axe. And he's got some chainmail, or some, I don't even know what you'd call it, but yeah, chainmail, we'll go with chainmail, just hanging down from areas all around him. So yeah, let's give them a nice base coat of lead belcher. So that's all the base coats down on the model. And now I washed it as well with Nuln Oil. You can choose a bit of Agrax Earthshade if you want to make it look a bit more grimy, but I just chose Nuln Oil. Now, the fun part, for me anyway. So we're working on the cloak now, and what we're doing is just going back over with a little bit of corn red, and we're just dry brushing or over brushing really some of that corn red on the the tail end, shall we call it, the back ends of the cloak there. Obviously, it's going to have a little bit of pooling. Try and avoid that if you can when you do apply the wash, but this overbrush kind of fixes that anyway. Yeah, so just go around and do that with a bit of corn red. So once we've done that, we're going to do the exact same thing now, but this time with some watered down Mephiston red. Now this might look a bit harsh going on at first, but bear with me. Because it's watered down, maybe it's like 3 lots of water to 1 paint, it does dry and it gives it a nice like gradient kind of thing. Blends itself in basically. And what we're doing is just putting that on the ends and on the extremities of things, you know, just to give that illusion of light and dark and all that type of goodness. And once we've done that with the Mephiston red, we go back and do the exact same thing now, but this time with Wild Rider red. Bloody hell, try to say that 3 times fast. But we just do this literally on the ends of all of the red parts. Obviously, when you come closer to the armour, just take your time. You don't want to hit that armour. So that's the cloak all finished. So now what we're going to do is turn our attention to the armour, and what we've done is we've got a little bit of Thunderhawk blue, and we're just going to edge highlight all of the armour panels. You can go fairly chunky with these edge highlights. You know, if you feel like you've made a mistake, don't worry. You can just go back over with Incubi Darkness if you feel like the edge highlights are too thick. But you want them a little bit thick because you want to apply the next edge highlight over the top, and you want to see obviously the existing colour and the colour before. So yeah, just use your side of your brush when you come to, you know, long parts and things that stick out. It's just a lot easier. So once we've done all the edge highlighting around the armour, we're just going to go back in with some Fenrisian Grey and literally just do the extreme edges just so they pop a little bit. Don't go too mad with this because then your model just looks a bit too bright in my opinion. But again, just use a side of your brush when it comes to long edges, but less is more really when it comes to this Fenrisian Grey highlight. Go back over the skin. There's no skin on this model. We're just going to go back over the skeleton there with some Xandri dust, just touching in where some of the shade is kind of pulled again. And this is really all you need for this. You can go, you know, to extremes and do Rakarth flesh and a Shabti bone and stuff, but for the amount of bone that's actually shown, I don't think it's necessary. So again, yeah, just Xandri dust all back over the bone parts. So next up, we're just going to edge highlight all the leather parts as well, just with some Steel Legion drab. So take your time, get a nice point on your brush, and just do little jaggy marks here, there, and everywhere. Again, they're not going to be pristine. These are dead guys, you know, so they're going to be all battered and bleh. So yeah, just take your time, little scratchy marks, and that's job done. So there we go, guys. There he is all painted. Just painted the base there with again with some Mechanica standard grey and Dawnstone dry brushed, and then just put a bit of Agrax Earthshade over that brick that he's standing on and painted some little vines there. But yeah, very, very happy with how this has turned out. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I'll see you all on the next one. Alright guys, ta-ra.